Welcome to the 2014 Anzisha Prize Gala. We're so privileged to have you. I will be your host for the evening and very excited to welcome you to the focus rooms, and I hope you've enjoyed the exhibition that happened earlier. So to get started, Margaret Mead, the renowned anthropologist, once said that never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Well, tonight, we are celebrating such a small group of committed citizens, 13 to be exact. Our 12 2014 Anzisha Prize Fellow and one fellow from the 2013 class, David Moba from Cameroon. Unfortunately, David couldn't make the celebration last year. David, we're so privileged and so pleased that you could make it this year. Tonight is your party, and I hope you enjoy. Just to let you know that tonight we're actually broadcasting live across the internet. So to my mom, hello, who's stayed up late. It's 1 a.m. to watch my internet debut. Also invite you to tweet. Tonight we've got two hashtags. Hashtag Anzisha Effect, which you will have seen in the magazine. So please tweet. And the second hashtag is Anzisha 2014. Now, I'll just want to kind of spotlight on David, who wasn't here to make it last year. David is a phenomenal entrepreneur from Cameroon who has somehow managed to commercialize the entire life cycle of a chicken. David's enterprise, Paul Vault Inc., takes everything from the eggs to 3-week-old chicklings to like live broilers that are ready to eat, right through to the waste of chickens, and he makes money for it, and he serves his community and delivers amazing impact. So David, congratulations on your achievement. Again, we're so privileged that you could be here tonight. This is the 4th year of the Anzisha Prize, a beautiful partnership between African Leadership Academy and the MasterCard Foundation. And I'm privileged to deliver the welcoming address for this evening and kick us off, the Vice President of Strategic Relations from African Leadership Academy, Dr. Frank Aswani.
Thank you. That's better. So thank you very much on behalf of the MasterCard Foundation, the African Leadership Academy, our judges, our finalists. Welcome to the 2014 Anzisha Prize. The African Leadership Academy was set up in 2008 to transform Africa by creating the next generation of African leaders. We do this by seeking the best of African young talent from across Africa, looking for kids between the ages of 16 and 19 with very high leadership qualities, and bring them to the academy where we develop the potential that they already exhibited, thereafter connecting them for life. For those of us who are joining us for the first time ever, welcome. For those of our long-term friends who we cherish your support, thank you for being with us through this journey. We've just taken in our 7th class, and for the first time ever, we've admitted kids from Angola and the Republic of Sudan. That brings our total countries represented through the ALA alumni to 45. We're not stopping there. There's still a few countries we haven't reached. The plan is for us to get to the whole of Africa pretty soon. It's also very exciting for the African Leadership Academy this year because, as most of you know, the students that come to us eventually go to university, majority of them going to the US, and we bring them back every year for internships, and everyone keeps asking, will these students ever come back to Africa? We're proud to say of our inaugural class of 58, 76% or thereabouts are back in Africa after graduating this year. It's also a very exciting time for us at the Academy because we're constructing a new dormitory so we can increase our intake next year by 40%. The demand for leadership with integrity, entrepreneurial leadership on the continent continues to drive our mission. So this time next year, we'll be welcoming about an extra 40% higher intake into the Academy. So we're exceptionally excited about that. And we'd like to thank our donors who have helped us through this project as we seek to grow our impact on the continent and transform Africa. They've been called the hopeless generation. They've been called the jobless generation. 70% of us in Africa under 30. The youth have been, that wasn't me. The youth have been highlighted for all the wrong reasons. We continue to face one of what I think is arguably Africa's biggest challenge, as is youth unemployment. It's as high as 50% in Kenya or South Africa. It creeps up to 83% in countries like Uganda, with an average age of 19. Even as Uganda experiences one of its best economic growths ever, it can only absorb 20% of its young people. So what next? Sadly, the education system hasn't changed to what we went through. And I'm not young, trust me. It's still about the grades you get, not what you do with the grades. At the African Leadership Academy, we continue to pioneer the 21st century education that Africa needs. It's about preparing kids for jobs that don't exist. It's about preparing our kids to use technology that hasn't been invented. And it's about preparing African youth to collaborate with people they don't know yet. This year's finalists exhibit the same kind of qualities we've been looking for and we look for consistently in our young people that we bring to the Academy. Courage, perseverance, passion for Africa and their communities, an entrepreneurial spirit, and strong values. We're here to celebrate the 12 people, finalists for this year. Actually, let me say 13. But most importantly, we're here to celebrate the power of what I think is Africa's biggest asset, our youth. They live in a continent where they should be seen and not heard. They live in a continent where their parents were job seekers, not job creators. They live in a continent where you're told as a young person, you have no voice until you're older. These 12 finalists have gone against the grain on all those things. They've proven that if you're good enough, you're old enough. They've proven that they will not necessarily not just be seen, heard, but felt through their businesses. We must continue to support the growth of young entrepreneurs on the continent. And by the way, these are not ALA students, for your information. These are all youth entrepreneurs from outside the Academy, but we are very happy to welcome them into our family this time, and hopefully you'll be with us for life. We'll follow your story for years to come. Our pride is in your success, and we hope that you make us proud. We hope you'll continue to inspire more people like you in your various countries and across the continent. Finally, outside Africa, everyone is saying it's Africa's time. In Africa, we're saying it's time for the African youth. Thank you.
you, Frank. So the snippet that I take away from your speech, Frank, is if you're good enough, you're old enough. The Anzisha Prize is ALA and the MasterCard Foundation's contribution to developing the next generation of African leaders. Our sole aim with the Anzisha Prize is to find, develop, and network the next generation of entrepreneurs. And this year we received 339 applicants from 32 different African countries, which is, I think, the biggest number of applications ever. And you 12 have emerged as the 12 finalists with the highest potential, and we have so many high hopes for you. What Anzisha Prize Fellows share in common with ALA students is a passion for Africa and a commitment to serving the continent and to changing their communities through their endeavors. Young people like Benedict from the DRC, the founder of Surprise Tropical. Benedict is 20 years old and is the only person in her family who isn't in the United States. All of her immediate siblings chose to go to university in the US. And she actually chose to stay in the DRC and change her community. And she's doing just that through her venture that packages dried fruit produce that's made from locally sourced, chemical-free materials. And next year, she's hoping to scale her venture and employ 10 people. Benedict, we salute you. We're going into the 5th year of the Anzisha Prize program, and it's a beautiful marriage between African Leadership Academy and the MasterCard Foundation. You heard from Frank, one half of the marriage. I'd now like to invite Kofi Aswan from the MasterCard Foundation to deliver words on behalf of the other spouse. Kofi was injured in a skiing accident. Welcome.
I hope everyone can hear me. This key accident happened in Nairobi, by the way. Well, I feel like I need my partner here to hold me. I mean, I was told it was a marriage, so I need help. Wow, what a beautiful sight. Good evening, everyone. Guests, Anzisha Fellows. You're no longer finalists, but you're fellows. Anzisha judges. Let's see, we have the students who are somewhere, and colleagues of LA. On behalf of the MasterCard Foundation, it is an honor to be here at the Anzisha Prize Gala. Let me first begin to congratulating our 2014 Anzisha Fellows. What an amazing, inspiring group of leaders you are. And I'm so proud to have had the opportunity to spend, I think, over a week now with you. Anzisha translates to initiative. And tonight we celebrate and recognize your initiative and your entrepreneurial leadership. Your project represents industry as diverse as agriculture, product and services, renewable resources. We have tourism. We have health sector. Let's see, am I missing? Oh, information technology. As Anzisha Fellows, you represent the ingenuity and ambition and innovative capacity of Africa's youth. Africa's greatest resource is its youth, their creativity, their ambition, their passion, to transform the lives of their family, their community, and across the continent. This is what drives and inspires our work at the MasterCard Foundation. Our vision is to create opportunities for all to learn and prosper. We do this by creating education and economic opportunity for people living in poverty. Collectively, our program are serving 4.2 million people, primarily in Africa. We work by partnering with organizations who share our focus of serving young people. Our partnership with the African Leadership Academy began 4 years ago, and it's a partnership that inspires us on a daily basis. Tonight, I'm excited to announce let me rephrase this. Tonight, I am extremely excited to announce a new phase in this partnership, one that will expand the Anzisha Prize to provide ongoing support and mentorship to a network of Anzisha Prize applicants and fellows to 2020. And again, I want to thank the African Leadership Academy. And actually, I want to give a special shout out to the ALA students, because I spent a week with them, for opening its door to these young leaders, and above all, to truly welcoming them into the ALA family. To the 2014 Anzisha Fellows, you join a group of exceptional Anzisha Prize Fellows who will inspire you in your journey ahead. Your Anzisha story doesn't start or end here tonight. It's a journey that each of you began years ago when you had a vision, an idea that was inspired by a life experience, adversity or curiosity. It is the entrepreneurial leadership in each of you that made your idea come to life. This journey will continue for years to come, well beyond this ceremony tonight. So I would like to congratulate each one of you on becoming an Anzisha Fellow. And we are all honored to be to take a small part in this journey that you have embarked. And we look forward to learning from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kobe. Now, Anzisha Prize Fellows are selected for three things. They're selected for the scalability, impact, ingenuity, that's the last one. Scalability, impact, and ingenuity of their ventures. And the journey to this evening is actually the culmination of a really long journey. One of the things that they did yesterday was we have a distinguished panel of judges who put them through the ringer. They really had to sweat and work for the honor of being Anzisha Fellows. Yesterday, I had the great privilege of watching some of our fellows actually pitch their ventures and present their ideas. And for any of you who are entrepreneurs in the room and have ever had to compete for funding, you can probably relate to some of the things that they went through. But true to form, because they are the 12 best entrepreneurs on the continent, aged 15 to 22, I think the Anzisha Fellows took it like champs. A good example is Jeffrey Mulawuzi from South Africa. Jeffrey is, at the ripe old age of 22, a serial entrepreneur. And the idea that he pitched yesterday was his third venture. So Jeffrey has African Public Bicycles, which is a network of public bicycles that operate in Bramptonton. Currently, he's got 27 bicycles, and he pitched a plan to take his number of bicycles up to 120. Now, when one of our judges, Wanjiru, asked him, you know, you've got a pretty ambitious plan. How on earth are you going to pay for an additional almost 100 bicycles? Jeffrey, like a champ, didn't flinch. He stood up and he said, you know, I have a cash cow. 22 years old and he has a cash cow, which is to say he's scaling his business up and he's going to pay for it himself. Jeffrey's got two other existing ventures that we celebrate today, Mulawuzi Bicycle Tours and another one which is the mobile car wash business that he celebrates. So he is just testament to, again, the quality and the caliber of the entrepreneurs that we have today. Noah from Uganda, Namirembe Sweater manufacturing group that he started. So he turned his grandmother's hobby and his grandmother's interest into a venture that made $35,000 US last year. That's no small amount of money. Now for context, the average wage in Uganda is $506. Noah made $35,000 last year. We have a video. We have a brief video that shows you the journey that our fellows have taken to this point. The journey actually started last year in September when we concluded the 2013 Anzisha Prize. And since then, the team has been working really, really hard to identify these 12 phenomenal young people. So please, let's celebrate the journey that they've taken to tonight.
Africa is a continent of 1 billion people. story you hear is of Africa as a dark continent. This single story has penetrated not only those outside of the continent, but even for us here within. But here at African Leadership Academy, we inculcate our young leaders with a different perspective, with a different side of the story. We believe Africa is a land of opportunity. By 2030, 50% of Africans will live in urban areas. Studies also say by 2040, there will be 1.1 billion people on the African continent in the labor force. These are challenges for sure. How are we going to employ all the young people on this continent? What opportunities exist? And as Africans, if we seize hold of these opportunities, we believe at ALA that we will be able to reshape the future of our continent. That is why, in partnership with the MasterCard Foundation, we have gone on a journey, searching throughout the continent to find the next great young entrepreneurs. Introducing to you the 2014 Anzisha finalists. After the glitz and the glamour of Anzisha Prize 2013, fellows gather with the rest of the ALA network at endowments across the continent. These endowments offer the opportunity for fellows to meet and engage with other young leaders from across the continent within the ALA network. They get to learn things about leadership and entrepreneurship. They get to connect to opportunities and access internships and job opportunities. They get to hear from speakers and guests who continue to push and reiterate the need for a new generation of leaders for our continent. The word had spread, the standards were set, the applications were open.
Anything more than just how proud I am of all of you. This is Africa, this is our Africa. It's such an important opportunity to see young people like you give, pay it forward, and then give again.
coming from East, West, Central, and South, who will take home the 2014 Anzisha Prize?
Now this year our fellows come from East, West, Southern and Central Africa. But altogether in the Anzisha Prize network we have 45 fellows representing all 5 regions of Africa. So they come from North, South, East, West and Central. One of the most powerful things that we're trying to achieve with African Leadership Academy and with the Anzisha Prize, the common thread running through all of our programs, is the ability to develop a strong network of leaders who will support each other and really equip them with an ecosystem to grow and support them as they go on their leadership and their entrepreneurial journey. I witnessed the networking effect this last week when I sat with Martha. Now, if you haven't met Martha, Martha is a 19-year-old developer from Nairobi. She runs the Nairobi Developer School, which she started when she couldn't get a visa to go to the United States to attend a developing program there. Martha is particularly buzzed about most things, but currently she's really, really excited about South Sudan. So she was sitting with a bunch of her Anzisha fellows talking about Juba and the opportunities there. She recently had the opportunity to run a training session with some students in Juba, in Africa's newest country, and she is energized and she is buzzed because she reckons it's green fields and there's a whole lot of opportunity. And she was sitting at the table with Alan, who is from Cameroon, and he's the founder of Gifted Mom. Now, Alan sort of said, well, you know, in Cameroon, people say the same sort of thing about Chad. They say it's wonderful, it's green fields, it's wide open, ready for the taking. I would not go to Chad. Now, anytime you have a group of 3 or more Africans gathered, there is obviously a Nigerian. And so Chukwu, the founder of Prep Class from Lagos, chimed in. And typically Nigerians, their insights are Nigerian. So he says, yeah, we have the same thing in Nigeria. There's parts of Nigeria that I would never, ever go to. But what happened next is really, again, the power of this network is that Martha, Alan, and Chukwu then engaged in a conversation about a common problem that they'd identified about their different parts of Africa. And that problem is really places that are wide open, ripe for the taking, full of opportunity, but are a little bit scary, and you wouldn't quite go there. And my ask of you and my challenge to you, the Anzisha Fellows, is to really kind of leverage those networks and come together with common solutions so that Martha, we would like to see a Juba Developer School. Alan, please go to Chad. And Chukwu, I looked at your numbers. There's 3 million students across Nigeria who need university prep. So I think you're going to be busy in Nigeria for a while. So you can stay there. Okay, so I mentioned the network of ALA. We have coming up next a musical performance from a phenomenal group of ALA students, Cloud9, who are bringing the boy band back. They're an all-male a cappella group. They are made up of Tino from Zimbabwe, Ukiro from Nigeria, and Osade also.
Mic check, mic check.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are African Leadership Academy, Cloud9. You've been wondering why Cloud9 if there's 3 of us. Well, you can say 3 squared and you get 9. So it's pretty because we are always on Cloud9. We are always hyped, we're always happy, and we want to instill that feeling in this room right now. Once again, congratulations to our finalists. And we will be singing 2 songs for you this evening. One is I Feel Good by James Brown. It's American. The other is Kukere by Inyanya. It's Nigerian. Please do enjoy. Is it on? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
Testing. Okay.
I feel good good, good. I feel good, oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of singing that makes me feel good, 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 good. I can sing, sing, sing. I can sing, oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of singing that makes me sing good, 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 good. I have joy, joy, joy. I have joy, oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of singing that makes me feel joy, 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 joy. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, bum. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-dum, bum. So good, so nice. So, do you feel good, good, good? Do you feel good? Oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of singing that makes me feel good, 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 good. Can you sing, sing, sing? Can you sing? Oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of singing that makes me sing good, 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 good. Do you have joy, joy, joy? Do you have joy? Oh yes, my friends, because there's something about the spirit of that makes me feel joy, 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 joy. Because there's something about the spirit of that makes me feel joy, 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 joy. Because there's something about the spirit of that makes me feel joy, 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 joy.
Flex me. Yeah.
Thank God for all he has done. So me, I wanna have some fun. Steady rocking to the early morn. Tell friends them, make them come. Yes, you can see stars are born. I don't carry on. Come get some. I'm on the run. Enemies them fire burn. Who go down bless it? No man can cause it. You say, you say. Ale, 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 kukere, kukere, kukere. I get the money, oh, kukere, kukere, kukere. When you make me rocky, oh, sangele, sangele, sangele. Yeah, the morning, oh, sangele, sangele, sangele. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, na, na. Sing along. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Today na for jolly, eh. So shake your body, eh. This one happy day, eh. When you make me the rock, yo, eh. Kukere, kukere, I get the money, yo. Kukere, kukere, kukere. When you make me rock, yo, sangele, sangele, sangele. Sangele, sangele, sangele. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, na, 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 na. Yeah, 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 yeah. All my ladies now so. all my ladies nazo. Use, decale, all my ladies nazo. Anzisha nazo. Use, decale. Oh, it's cloud 9. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cloud9. Thank you very much, Cloud9. Cloud9 are at half strength because at ALA in June, we've just graduated a class. So what you've seen tonight is the surviving membership of Cloud9, the 3-year 2s. Because our school year just started at the beginning of this month, they are yet to recruit, but I hope you will come back to another ALA event to see a full-strength Cloud9. Thank you so much for the wonderful performance. I'd now like to invite Tino, who you've just seen on stage entertain us, to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening.
Do not worry, I won't sing again. I still feel good though. Right. Rather, I've been tasked with even more humbling duty today, which is to introduce to you the keynote speaker for the evening. Mrs. Divine Simbi Ntlukula is the founder and managing director of DDNS Security Operations Private Limited, the holding company for Securico, a diversified security solutions company offering guard services, electronic security systems, and cash management solutions. Divine is one of Zimbabwe's role models who has been there, started her own, made it, still going up, unstoppable and unlimited. From humble beginnings, Divine founded Securico in 1998 in a home cottage, just 5 employees, and the company has grown now to over 4,000 employees. Through hard work, determination, and focus, Divine has built the company to become the most respected and sought after player in the security industry, both locally in Zimbabwe and internationally. Named one of the most successful women in Africa by Forbes, Divine is an executive master's in business administration from Midland State University and an MBA from Women's University in Africa, which was conferred in recognition of her business leadership and gender equality initiatives. Divine's leadership excellence has been recognized locally and internationally by the numerous business and philanthropic awards, including the grand prize winner of the prestigious African Awards for Entrepreneurship. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, this evening in welcoming our keynote speaker, Mrs. Divine Simbi Ntlukula.
Were you not as amazed as I was when he started singing? I couldn't believe this voice was coming from me. I thought it was the other guy at the end. That's what they say. They say dynamite comes in small packages. And I think I'm one of those small packages as well. Right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my pleasure to be here tonight to celebrate our Anzisha winners and fellows, and certainly the wonderful work African Leadership Not Network Academy is doing in promoting entrepreneurship in Africa, because that is what we need. What certainly Africa requires is entrepreneurs that start up and create not just wealth for themselves, but certainly employment, because that is what we need for sustainable development. I was asked to talk about my personal entrepreneurial journey the challenges and opportunities that I faced and the lessons that I learned along the way. Maybe let me just start by sharing with you a quote from one of my respected mentors. I've never met her, but I always read about her because I get inspiration from what she has done. She's late, Madam C.J. Walker. I think most of us know about her. She said, I had to take my own living and my own opportunity, but I made it. Don't sit down and wait for the opportunities to come. Get up and make them. My journey basically is what Madam C.J. Walker talked about. Like the fellows that we have here that we are celebrating. My entrepreneurial journey started at a very tender age. I remember way back as I was starting high school, I used to tell my friends in high school that I was not going to work for a long time. I knew very well that I had an ambition. My vision was to start a business. And the business, as far as I could imagine at the time, I was around 13, 14 years, was that it is going to be a business of note that will also change a lot of lives. So, starting up in an area that obviously I had no prior experience in or knowledge was not easy. A lot of people ask me, how did I start a security business? Particularly when I was a woman. My background was basically accounting and marketing. That is what I was qualified in and what I had been working in. But hey, who says you've got to be a drinker to own a pub or to... Who says you've got to be a lion to own a zoo? That's a question. So, I'm an entrepreneur. I saw an opportunity. I didn't have to be a security man. I didn't have to have muscles. What I did is I never really let my situation be an excuse. So I started this business on my kitchen table with literally nothing in terms of resources. And we grew it. I just had this idea, a business idea that I saw as a result of a gap that I saw in the marketplace. The gap that I noted was that at the time, there was serious lack of professionalism, serious lack of quality focus by the then service providers. Then I said, if I go in here, I'm sure there is a gap. I just need to do things right, and certainly I should be able to make changes that will be noted in no time, despite the fact that I did not know anything about the security industry. So certainly I never let my lack of knowledge be an excuse. And again, even before I started, my husband was diagnosed of renal failure. And at the time, it was quite it came as a huge blow to both of us. And as I was putting things on the drawing board, I then said to myself, I cannot continue with this vision, with this dream, because I've got to deal with this situation where I've got to look after my husband. At the same time, I was still employed full-time. But then my husband said to me, you cannot stop to live your dream on my account. So I started up the business and went ahead. Obviously, passing this journey, doing the best in whatever all the time. I had to be noted. I had things that would be... One of the best things that we did was that made a sensation in our flagged a number of critical issues that the market orientation. We created a culture where we put the customer well ahead of everything else, more or less treating them like kings and queens. And everybody certainly noticed in no time. And again, we ensured that work. And if you love your work, you will do it in the best possible with the passion from you like a fever. Let me just also share with you one other role model that I've never also met, Anita Roddick. She founded the Body Shop, as we know. She said, whatever you do, be different, and if you are different, you'll stand out. It has certainly grown. We are going into the region as we speak. We are starting an operation in Mozambique, in Zambia, and I think we are happy with what we've achieved in the last 15 years. Maybe at this juncture, let me just share with the fellows the lessons that I've learned over the years. I think I've got 10 nuggets that perhaps, I want to share with the young men and women that we are celebrating tonight. Number one, I always knew that treating the customer as the boss was the key thing. And creating value, giving the best value, always, and ensured that endeared us to our customers. And that is the way we build loyalty. And our focus is really top end of the market. We deal with the multinational corporations, diplomatic missions, all the financial institutions are our customers. So it is the amount of money you make. The amount of money you make will be directly related to the amount of value you provide to your customers. Our niche, I don't know if that was meant for me. Our niche was basically the top end of the market. Number two, success depends on employees. For us, particularly for me, knowing and connecting with my employees is very important. That I've done and done very well. It has built a sense of belonging by everyone. And of course, they've bought into my vision. I've ensured that I align their personal goals to their business goals, and that makes everybody go in tandem with each other. I try to know almost all the 4,000 employees, their families, their aspirations, their worst fears, and so on. Number three, I learned that earning by working hard is the way to go. I wake up early. So the magic for me, the magic formula is the right attitude plus hard work always equals to success. Number four, we embraced a new technology all the time. We ensure we adapt. Any industry is going high-tech, and we're also going high-tech. Number five, one of the key things in any business leader is execution. So for me, execution. And it is a critical block in building a successful enterprise. I also quote Bose and Charan. I like, without the discipline of execution is incomplete and ineffective. Without the ability to execute, all other attributes of leadership become hollow. Number six, pay it off. Don't pay it forward, or simply be frugal. We have yet to build the business by ensuring that there was serious financial discipline in the way we manage the business. We have yet to build the business and grow organically, literally. Because in an environment like Zimbabwe, if you want to, you're stifling the business, the interest rates are too high, and money for more than 24 months, if you like it. 24 months is really the longest. And you cannot build a business with short-term and high-interest loans more than anything else. The seventh lesson that I've learned is learning. I believe in learning all the time. I'm a lifelong learner. I also believe in unlearning the bad habits. And I also believe in relearning, because there are always new things. My own kids are teaching me today, because there are new things that are coming. Learning, unlearning, and relearning. And number 8, in our company, we believe in celebrating success, because it creates and maintains the momentum. The little things that we succeed in doing, everyone celebrates. We always celebrate and have a jolly good time, because that is how people always look forward to to winning and being successful because they know their rewards of celebration. Number 9, knowing and accepting failure is part of the game. Over the years, Securico is not 2, if not 3 businesses before. A total, even when I started this company, I just said to me, you're not serious. You're not, at one point, I had left work, I'm not going to details. And they took me back. Time I was already thinking of starting Securico. So my mother said to me, you are crazy. How can you? You almost lost the house. And you literally went back to your employer to get a job. And now you're thinking of going back again to wherever this junket that you're thinking of. But for me, failure teaches self-confidence and tenacity that I want to share with you fellows, the young ladies that have got ideas that I'm blown away by. Use your business to do good. I've used my business to do good. One of the things that I've done that I noted in our own country was that women were not having an opportunity in getting formal employment, in particular the widows and the single mothers, as there are many of them due to HIV and AIDS. Our company is arguably the largest employer of permanently employed women. We employ about 1,000 women, which constitutes about 26% of our workforce. It was not easy for them to be accepted into the security sector by the clients, by the managers, the male managers that were there, because they were the ones that knew about this work, this business, so I had to employ them first. They were saying to me, ma'am, we cannot employ these women because this is not their area. So I had that, and then the women themselves, they were not even sure that they could do it. But I had to be fighting all these fronts to ensure that it worked, and certainly it worked. It is one of the things that has made us very successful, because at a time when people in Zimbabwe were not keen on getting employed because their salary was rendered useless in 5 hours. You walk into a job, by the time you walk out at the end of the day, the salary you expect to end at the end of the month will not be able to buy you 2 loaves of bread. So men were not coming to work, but women were ever grateful to have that opportunity to be walking to work every day. So they are the ones, the women are the ones that kept the company going. Every year we celebrate our 5-year and 10 years. And there's a trend that we see in the 5-10 years now. You find that it's basically about 75% women. The same clients that were saying at the initial stages when things were still okay, we don't want to see these women. Why are you bringing these women to look after us? It's the same people that we're now ever grateful that we had those women, because they had at least people that were coming to look after their properties at a time when everyone else was not interested. So for me, doing good, using the business that I started, doing good society, our various community engagements that are focused on education, because it is a sustainable way of ensuring that people continue, developing. Many others, we've got bursary schemes, and we always believe in having the charity of the kids that are now in the United States that are doing medicine and so on. So, again, sharing my entrepreneurial journey is one of the things that I get asked to do all the time, and I create time for that. Difficult as it may, because the work is very demanding, but I always try to do it because I believe there's a purpose why I was put here by the good Lord, for me to be able to share my story, that perhaps 2 people might be inspired. And before I take my seat, I just want to say congratulations to all of you guys. You are all winners. For you to have gotten this far, certainly you are winners. I saw some very brilliant ideas. The businesses that you are doing, certainly, areas that are what the trends are in the global world now. Recycling, ICT, renewable energy, and boy, you are all going places. I can see that. definitely. Let me just end by sharing with you this quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. I think if you have noted, most of my role models are women, because one of my greatest passions that I work with is women economic empowerment in Zimbabwe and across Africa as well. And the role modeling of women to me, obviously, is a huge inspiration. She said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." End of quote. So I can say to you guys, please keep dreaming. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Ndunkula, for that. One of my colleagues, when we talked about who the keynotes who would deliver inspiration to the young women in the room tonight, and to the young women among our Anzisha Fellows, and you have done much, much more than that. Enthusiastic about having you come and speak for entrepreneur. And we hope that someday our fellows will grow to become an entrepreneur like you. Thank you so much. Can we please applaud for Mrs. Ndunkula again? Now tonight, one of our fellows, we also have a second prize of $15,000 US and a third prize of $12,500. We asked our fellows earlier in the week to tell us what they would do if they won the Anzisha Prize.
If I won the prize, I'll be able to get a concrete team to work with, especially of experts in education, because I'm trying to leverage technology in education to have a greater reach of the Africans. And I'll be able to go beyond Kenya. So far I've trained in Kenya and South Sudan, but I'll be able to reach other East African countries and look for partners who I can work with in order to reach more youth, make the training accessible to even more African youth. My name is Martha Chumo. I am an African leader. Sawa. If I won the prize, I'll be able to get a concrete team to work with, especially of experts in education, because I'm trying to leverage technology in education to have a greater reach of the Africans. And I'll be able to go beyond Kenya. So far I've trained in Kenya and South Sudan, but I'll be able to reach other East African countries and look for partners who I can work with in order to reach more youth, make the training accessible to even more African youth. My name is Martha Chumo. I am an African leader. Winning the Anzisha Prize will give us the necessary financial resources to expand our program nationwide to the over 1 million pregnant women we have in Cameroon each year, and the over 3 million mothers of newborns we have each year. It will also permit us to expand our program to other parts of Africa and get a call center to better monitor our pregnant women. My name is Alan, and I'm an African leader. If I was to win the cash prize, the money would be used toward helping us scale as a business and increasing our capacity. Because each and every single day that we do not grow, it means a child cannot study at night and is not afforded one very important thing: dignity. I am Kata Katanya, and I am an African leader.
I think we're having some technical glitches. So we did see 3 of the young leaders tell us what they would do if they won the Anzisha Prize and the Grand Crash Prize. Thank you, Tato, Martha, and Alan, for sharing with us what you would do. I think at this point, I'd like to invite our guest speaker to come back to the stage to present the statuettes to all 12 of our finalists. Like, as she said correctly in her speech, all of them are already winners, and we wanted to give each of them something to take away as a living memory of this evening and of the journey that they've come on as Anzisha Fellows. So Mrs. Ndunkula, if you could please come back up. Okay. All right, great. So we're going to mix it up, fellows. I'm going to ask the first three fellows that were just called up to please come up and receive your statuette. So, Tato, the founder of Repurpose School Bag from South Africa. Speedy photo opportunity. Thanks, Tato, your 15 seconds are over. Alan, from Cameroon, the founder of Gifted Mom. Martha, from Kenya, the founder of Nairobi Developer School. Thank you. Okay, we have round 2 of 4 videos. So we have the next 3 fellows telling us what they would do if they won the $25,000 Anzisha Prize.
Je pense qu'avec le prix Anzisha, je pense vraiment agrandir mon entreprise. Il fallait de recruter beaucoup de jeunes talentueux africains qui ont des potentialités mais qui n'ont pas d'opportunité de faire valoir leur potentialité. Vraiment, avec le grand prix Anzisha, je vais aussi améliorer mon ordinateur, créer plusieurs versions et créer aussi améliorer d'autres versions des robots que j'ai depuis là conçu jusqu'à présent. I'm Sam Kodo and I'm African leader. If I won the Anzisha Prize money, the entire bit would go to funded prep class. We would use it for marketing efforts as well as business development, hiring and other things. This is because we're very conscious of scaling and scaling quickly and also being impactful because there are tens of millions of Nigerians of school age that need our services. It's very important to us that these people have access to use our platform and also able to get assistance from our tutors. My name is Wizam and I'm an African leader.
En gagnant le prix d'Anzisha Prize, ce que je ferai avec de l'argent, premièrement, augmenter les matières premières, deuxièmement, avoir encore plus d'endroits où je peux distribuer les produits parce qu'il y aura déjà une forte production et entrer en contact avec plusieurs supermarchés, des lieux de distribution et cela fera en sorte que l'entreprise puisse grandir et dans des années qui viennent que nous puissions déjà commencer à exporter dans des pays, dans d'autres pays tropicaux, voire même dans d'autres pays, d'autres climats. I'm Benedict, I'm an African leader.
Congratulations to Sam from Togo, the founder of Low Cost Computer, the $100 computer. Sam, please come up and receive your statuette. Wizem from Nigeria, the founder of Prep Class. Benedict from the Democratic Republic of Congo, the founder of Surprise Tropical. Okay, this is going to be challenging. I need the videos to cue who to present to. Okay, as we have technical difficulties, I will now kind of call the fellows that we haven't already honored. Jeffrey from South Africa, the founder of Mulawudzi Bicycle Tours. Congratulations, Jeffrey. Noah from Uganda, the founder of Namirembe Sweater Makers. Chineye from Nigeria and Ghana, the founder of Mosaic Puration. Tom from Kenya, the founder of Green Cha. Winifred from Ghana, the founder of Ghana Bamboo Bike Initiative. And finally, Gabrielle from Cote d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso, the founder of Rible Neda. I'd now like to invite all of the Anzisha Prize 2014 fellows to please come up to the stage for a group shot with the statuettes and with our keynote speaker. So as I take the photos, I'll just tell you a little bit about some of our finalists this year. So the Anzisha Prize is open to young entrepreneurs aged between 15 and 22. This year, Gabriel from Cote d'Ivoire is 17, and he is our youngest entrepreneur, and he's been at it for the last 4 years with his business Rible Neda. In fact, when our team visited Gabriel in Cote d'Ivoire, as part of the due diligence process, and they spoke to the members of his cooperative and asked them how they found the last couple of years operating. One of the members said, you know, last season was particularly bad for them because Gabriel was actually away for that season, and so they didn't harvest as much as they thought they would. And so one of our team members then asked the question, are you guys lost without Gabriel? What's going on? And this person who was a lot older than Gabriel kind of said, yeah, actually we are a little bit. He is our leader. So, you know, the Anzisha Fellows have demonstrated leadership at such a young age and leading innovation in their countries and leading some of their ventures. Congratulations, guys. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, cool. All right, so 9 of the 12 of you will get to tell us about what you would do if you won the Anzisha Prize. We have one more video, and then we're going to move it on.
What I'm going to do when I win the prize, I'm really excited, but basically I have to really stick into the business. So I'm going to carry out more entrepreneurial training for artists, invest more on the business, trying to get more equipment and more labor force to facilitate the process of making the artworks. My name is Chineya Okorono, and I am an African leader.
My aim or our aim in winning this Anzisha Prize will be in a position to buy out some better knitting machines that can outcompete the other companies, and at the same time to expand to the other areas of Uganda and even of Africa, because many people want what you're doing, many people want to learn how to do it, and we can only do this through getting this money, through getting help from the other organizations, and to see that everyone gets benefits through Nanyundo Soda Makers. My name is Walaka Noah, and I am an African leader.
If I win the Anzisha Prize while I was spending on bicycles, I will buy bicycles from China, which are much cheaper to buy, in order for me to grow my business on bicycle sharing system, to make people in Johannesburg share. We have a very big market of people in Braamfontein who are using bicycles, and we have a very big market of Africa as a continent who are willing to be using bicycles. The problem is the capital on buying the bicycles to travel around South Africa. It's not only that, but there's a lot of structure which is put behind the bicycle sharing hire. I am Jeff. I'm an African leader.
I mentioned earlier the $75,000 prize pool that's available. We also have an additional prize of $10,000 that each year is awarded to the leading young entrepreneur in a clean energy venture. And that prize is generally sponsored and supported by Donor Circle for Africa, who have been longtime supporters of African Leadership Academy. I'd now like to invite the CEO of African Leadership Academy, Mr. Chris Bradford, to present the Donor Circle for Africa prize to this year's energy entrepreneur. Chris.
Thank you, Wadzi. Congratulations to all of the Anzisha Fellows, and welcome to the family. African Leadership Academy in many ways has roots in Silicon Valley. And it was entrepreneurs and investors in Silicon Valley who first believed in our dream to identify, develop, and connect future entrepreneurs, future leaders from all over this continent, North, South, East, West, Central Africa, and the islands. And when we launched the Anzisha Prize, some of these investors took notice. And they said one of the things that they were very worried about with respect to Africa's future was how energy would be created to power this continent over the course of the decades, the centuries to come. And they had questions about how that energy could be created without accelerating climate change, a critical issue all over the world. I'm pleased to announce that the Donor Circle for Africa at the Silicon Valley Community Foundation will award a $10,000 gift to Mr. Tom Osborne, an 18-year-old. Come on up, Tom. He's been bugging me all night to come hang out at his booth. Tom is 18 years old. He's from Nairobi, Kenya, and he's the founder of Green Char. Green Char is a clean energy product that produces smokeless charcoal briquettes and distributes clean cook stoves throughout Kenya. Tom founded Green Char in 2013 when he was 17 years old. It's rapidly grown. It's sold 4 tons of briquettes. It's distributed over 450 cook stoves. It's saved 1,000 trees. It's offset 400,000 kilograms of carbon dioxide emissions. It's impacted over 1,000 lives. And with this money, I hope you'll get a little bit closer to creating a production plant that can reach 6.8 million potential customers. Congratulations, Tom and Green Char. Thank you very much.
All right, so now we're really well and truly into the pointy end of the evening. I would like to invite Kofi Aswan and Frank Aswani, representing the wonderful marriage between African Leadership Academy and the MasterCard Foundation, to come up on stage so we can announce and award up the prizes to this year's Anzisha Prize winners. Starting with the second runner-up. This young man is a visionary and a leader who began his community-based initiative in response to poverty in his own family and in his own community. He's a truly inspirational young man who lives and breathes that you are not your age, and that if you see a problem, it's on you to fix it. He's originally from Burkina Faso, but now he lives in Côte d'Ivoire. And he is the founder of Rible Neda, which is a community-based organization that operates in a community in Côte d'Ivoire, growing cassava and maize. And he has grand plans and grand aspirations to scale his business. Congratulations to Gabriel Combosera, the 17-year-old founder of Rible Neda. We'll invite Gabriel to say a 1-minute speech, word of thanks. Gabriel's going to give his speech in French, and his translator will translate it into English afterwards.
D'accord. Je n'ai pas, en tout cas, les mots pour pouvoir exprimer ce que je ressens actuellement. Et parce que j'ai été avec mes grands frères qui ont beaucoup d'expérience dans l'entrepreneuriat. Pendant que j'ai commencé déjà en 2011 l'entrepreneuriat. Et ce sont des gens qui ont...
So he was trying to say he was trying to say that he cannot fully express how he feels now because he was with his older brother who has much experience, so that's where he stopped.
Et aussi, je voudrais vraiment m'excuser parce que je suis beaucoup timide. Et si je pouvais donner de l'argent à un médecin pour pouvoir me prescrire, donner un médicament pour la timidité, j'allais le faire.
And he says, didn't understand that. So basically he says if he had money to thank, he said,
if I had money to give to a doctor, to give me a medicine against shyness, I will give him. I am sometimes unable to talk what I say, unable to say what I'm doing. So I avoid speaking with the press because I don't know how to explain what I do. So what I want to say is that I'm very, very proud to be finalist of Anzisha. What I said, my last word to the press was that I won the prize because I was among the 12. I didn't know that I will be where I am now. So I'm proud.
That has to be the most confident, timid person I've ever seen. On to our first runner-up. Now, one of the finalists and the fellows tonight, when they were announced as an Anzisha Fellow, they had a corporate sponsor get in touch with us and ask if they could exhibit some stuff on, as part of the expo, and we've never really come across a fellow who brings their own sponsorship and swag bag. So this young lady is pretty special. She's a self-acclaimed struggling billionaire, very, very aspirational, and has big dreams for her business. Congratulations to the first runner-up in the Anzisha 2014. I have to struggle to say your name, but I'll try. Tato Katlanye, the founder of Repurpose Schoolberg from South Africa. Tato, would you like to say a few words of thanks?
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I don't think this would have ever been possible without the community that made our business possible. When you come up with social innovations, a lot of people think, is that even possible? And my business partner, Rhea, I don't know if she's here, I think she is. She's here, oh my goodness, Rhea, come up. I haven't seen her in a while, so now I'm getting emotional. Oh my gosh, hold it, can I give you a hug? When we started off our business, we are always about dreaming and having the support from our families, having the support from our schools, and lastly, having the support from our ladies that work with us. And it's just been so amazing. Guess my time's up. It's been such an amazing experience, but I think thank you to the judges for believing in what we're doing, and also to the other fellows. I look at you guys and I see Africa, and I think it's because of people like you, and people like you, Rhea, as well, that will see African countries go from developing to developed. So thank you.
Congratulations, Tato. So now, we come to the grand prize. This entrepreneur is working towards the attainment of the Millennium Development Goals in his home country, specifically MDG 4 and MDG 5 around maternal and infant mortality. Giving it away. He does this through an online platform that currently has 1,200 users and a mobile application. And I think what he's most proud of is this SMS notification service that reaches women in remote areas of Cameroon and gives them access to vital information around prenatal care, postnatal care, and vaccinations for their children. Ladies and gentlemen, the grand prize winner of the 2015 Anzisha Prize, the $25,000 prize, is Alan Ntef, the founder of Gifted Mom from Cameroon.
Good evening, everybody. I guess at the end of my presentation, when I was pitching yesterday, I did ask the judges, will they join me to build an Africa of gifted moms? And I guess they said yes. And today, I would like to ask everyone in the hall, would you guys join us to build an Africa of gifted mothers? Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all of our fellows and congratulations to tonight's winners. Now the fellows don't make it here by themselves. They are supported by a strong network of partners that help ALA recruit and identify the fellows in country. And within ALA, they're supported by the hardworking folks at the Center for Entrepreneur Leadership. So to close off the evening and to deliver his vote of thanks, I'd now like to invite the Director of the Center for Entrepreneur Leadership at ALA, Josh Adler.
Thank you, Wadzi. That was more emotional than I thought. Wadzi's team put this event together, so thank you very much. And Faith, where are you? Great job. I want to say a few thank yous and then talk a little bit about the future. First, to our fellows, thank you for the thousands of people you will inspire. We hope that they will all follow in your footsteps. We're going to tell your stories and ensure that they do, or have the opportunity to. And on behalf of the economies you're going to grow and the young people you're going to employ, I'm going to thank you in advance. To our colleagues at the MasterCard Foundation, and particularly Meredith, who isn't here, and Kofi, who is, who we work with very closely on the Anzisha program. The financial support you give us is one thing, but the richness of the partnership and the way we work together is entirely another. I can't wait for what we're about to do over the next 6 years. Thank you for your commitment. To the Silicon Valley Community Foundation, thank you for being pioneers in providing the first thematic prize around the subject of energy. I'd like to challenge those who are here from other sectors to provide other prizes. We'd like telecoms prizes and agriculture prizes and other things to support and be part of this ecosystem. To our 19 Anzisha country partners, this was the first year we formally ran a partner program, and we had partners in every country helping us with our search for these young, amazing entrepreneurs. I'd like to recognize two that are here, Junior Achievement and ISEC, who have representatives here. Thank you for helping us find these young people. To our judges, Wendy Lehaba, who's not here, but Kani Lomo, thank you. Willie Ab, thank you. Wanjiru Wataki, thank you. Mohammed Nanabi, thank you. To have entrepreneurs of your experience working with us is incredibly humbling. I did not want to be you yesterday, but thank you for letting me help you get to a decision. To our guest speaker, Divine and Lakula, thank you for getting on a plane and for telling your story. It was important that it was heard again tonight. And then to the people that helped run the week, particularly Kuvi and Owen from the Iwetu Project, and our own head of leadership is here, Shaguna Lagunju. They designed and delivered the best learning program I've seen in a week for young people. I'm sure you guys would agree that you gained a lot. Thank you. You took it to a whole new level. There's so many people, and the truth is everybody at African Leadership Academy was part of making this event and this program possible. So I'd like to thank all the staff and students for what's been an incredible week. But where is Chi Achebe? I'd like Chi to stand. So you will notice that she got a resounding round of applause from the front of the room, and I'm going to tell you why. So Chi Achebe has almost single-handedly managed the Anzisha program for the last 3 years. She's crisscrossed the continent to promote the prize and broker partnerships, running regional fellow gatherings, and delivering the Anzisha Week. The best way to understand Chi's contribution is that she is probably the most loved person by the 45 top entrepreneurs that are teenagers in the continent because of what she's done for them. You've demonstrated leadership and entrepreneurship in the way that you've owned this program. I think the African leadership community owes you a huge debt of gratitude for the legacy that you've left. The reason I say that is she's last year with us as part of the prize. She's decided she can't wait anymore to go and start her own entrepreneurial journey. So we wish you every success in starting your business. I will certainly be a customer. And thank you for defining the first years of the Anzisha Prize. Right, it's now time to just talk a little about the future, and I'll just spend a minute. I'm often asked what I've been up to since leaving the world of business and joining African Leadership Academy. My answer always includes these two phrases. I work at a school and out in honeydew. It doesn't really matter what else I say after those two things, to be honest. Because the true scope and scale of what happens at African Leadership Academy is almost impossible to understand unless you experience it. I think tonight, and I hope for those of you that are new to our community, you've got a little bit of insight into what we're about and to how much more than a school we are. A year from now, in 2015, we will award the Anzisha Prize for the 5th time. We will again celebrate 12 amazing young people and their entrepreneurial potential. We'll host a wonderful event and we'll feel excited about the future. But as we teach our students, so what? That always is the question. How can the simple offering of an award change the opportunity landscape for teenagers across the continent? The answer is it can't. But to think of the Anzisha Prize as a once-a-year event would be to underestimate it significantly. As you may have seen from the opening video clip, there is an ecosystem being built at the moment. It's around an idea where a powerful network of organizations, people, and activities can combine to stimulate, nurture, celebrate, and scale Africa's youngest entrepreneurs. We believe that by investing heavily in this enabling ecosystem that supports youth entrepreneurs, the impact that we could see will not only be significant, but it could be systemic. It is this ecosystem that our team has been working on and been testing for the last 2 years. It is this ecosystem that encouraged the MasterCard Foundation to commit to working with us for the next 6. It is this ecosystem that we now have the privilege to work to build every day. A year ago in my closing, I asked this audience to watch this space, in inverted commas. This year, I'm going to ask you to get involved. There are just so many opportunities to engage with the Academy and our mission. And every day, we make choices about who we do business with. It's time to do business with Africa's youth. So I work at a little school out in Honeydew, and please tell your friends to come and visit. Drive safe, travel well. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you all for being a phenomenal audience. Thank you for coming out and celebrating our Anzisha Prize Fellows for this year. The journey towards 2015 starts tonight. As Josh said, please get involved. If you don't know any of us from ALA, please find us. A little housekeeping note, if you are a member of the press, please go into that room to my right at 9:20 for your opportunity to interview up-and-coming celebrities, speak to them before anybody else does, our Anzisha Prize Fellows for 2014. Again, thank you everyone, you've been phenomenal. Please get home safe. See you next year.
Thank you.